which I think Catalan got a bit lucky with, was, and what kicked off actually a really nice second half for the Dragons, was that first try after a minute, the Julian try. Fujiyaha, for me, was offside. I don't understand how they didn't think it was convincing enough. How they didn't think it was not convincing enough to overturn it. He was in front of the kicker. It was a big distance between the two players.
It's a big difference. It's a big distance.
You can't call anything off then, can you? You can't overrule any offside decision.
Unless he's within like 5 metres or really clear. It's a tricky one because the camera's not in line. That's the first thing. You don't have. It wasn't like he was on like the 20 or the 30 or something where you could see it drawn out on the pitch. It did look like he was offside.
Yeah.
But that might be an optical illusion.
Maybe, yeah.
And this is the tricky thing. This is why you don't judge forward passes, which is why it makes judging offside difficult. It was 50-50. If it had come back... Did it go up as a try?
It went up as a try. I think that was...
This is the key thing.
Huge part
and we've got
of it,
to remember...
But we're not talking about the system.
No, we're not talking about the system. We're not talking about the system. However, I would say, non-televised, it's a try, given first time. So... didn't have a problem with that given as a try, and then it was just momentum, and then Lange got into it.
They then had 10-15 minutes of the best rugby they've played all season, didn't they? That led to the 2 David Mead tries.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
I was clapping because I'm not a McNamara fan. I think anyone would say that, but I hate to see any club struggle for confidence like they were.
Yeah.
They looked absolutely devoid of confidence coming up to this, and you could just sense the relief that we can play a bit,
and almost then they had the confidence to run the game out, to realise they were playing against a Huddersfield side that didn't really have any half-backs and that didn't have some crucial players in the playmaking positions. No Cruz Lehman, no Danny Brough, no Lee Gaskell, no Jake Mamo. It's a big influence on that side, even though Danny Brough and Lee Gaskell have been playing, frankly, utter toss for most of the season so far. There's still important players to that side to have all this kind of going. Plus, they're missing, Kudjilvare and all that brings. So it's then like then after that, after putting on those few moves, those few exciting breakaway tries, that they then realise we can defend against this team. We can control this.
Yeah.
We don't have to. We can stop doing stupid loose carry offload situations that were going against them when they were sort of getting desperate almost towards the back end of the first half. So good confidence booster for Catalan. Ready for get all that confidence to be knocked out of him next Saturday, I fully hope. Right, let's move through the stats and standings. So, on this one, although each team managed to get the same 6 clean breaks, Catalan were much more clinical. They took 5 tries to 1 from the Giants.
There you go.
Le Dracs also put up 395 more metres at 1.7 metres per carry better average gain, and other than a couple more errors given up, were the better team across the stats. Individually, Jody Broughton, 2 tries, 113 metres, 3 clean breaks against his old club. David Mead, 2 tries, 224 metres. Greg Bird, with a try assist, 6 tackles, 144 metres. He is huge then. When he came back on for that second half, it was a big factor. Julian Bousquet, 121 metres, was good again. For the losing Giants side, Dan Smith made 42 tackles and 3 successful offloads. Darnell McIntosh and Jared Simpson both edged into the stats with 108 and 105 metres, respectively. All that in the standings, those 2 rounds, means that Saints have stretched their advantage to 4 points at the top following a successful Easter. Wigan are leading the Chasers on 12 points, along with Warrington. Leeds are 4th on 11 points. Hull FC and Castleford make up the top 6 on 10 points each. Wakefield, though, fall to 7th this weekend with 8 points after 2 Easter defeats. Widnes are 8th on the same points as the 9th place Salford. That's 6 points. Huddersfield sit a point behind them. Before Hull, Kingston Rovers and Catalan round out the table a further point back on 4 points each. In terms of the predictions, I won over co-host Tim last week. It was 9 from 12 for me and 8 from 12 for Tim. That closes the gap to 21 cumulatively for me and 22 for the co-host combined. In the Super Brew, you had a fork from Grace, didn't you?
Well,
you went from cap to spoon.
Did you have a spoon?
Yeah. When I checked it, you had the spoon.
I probably did.
But it was a big shift in the standings overall. Chris McKeown has taken the top spot, and John Short, who was a new name on me, popping up there, he wore the yellow cap. So well done to those both. And John, make yourself known, get in touch with game reviews and all that good stuff. In the Dream Team, Wire fan Alan Bagley stays top after another strong week, but it was Saints fan Karen Chown. She had an even stronger week and took the best weekly score of 904 from the 2 rounds, which is you expect higher scores, but it's always a bit tricky with all the chopping and changing of sides. So Karen's done expertly well there.
Absolutely.
We're now going to move on to other results from around the world of rugby league. So Other Results is sponsored by Master of Shaves, who is a family-run business that sells high-quality traditional wet shaving products and specialises in straight razors. Visit their website, masterofshaves.com, and Super League Pod listeners can get 10% off their order by using the voucher code SLP at checkout. So with summer hopefully being on the horizon at some point, some of you will want to shed your winter coats, and maybe Master of Shaves can help you with some quality shaving gear. In the Championship, there were 2 rounds of fixtures, not quite complete, but we'll get to that. Round 8 on Friday started with London 16, Toulouse 36. We had a couple of people get in touch on this one.
We did. So Paul Chamberlain said, as per Spinal Tap, the review you had on Shark Sandwich, which was merely a 2-word review, just said shit sandwich. In constant and sometimes torrential rain, Toulouse blew London away with 5-try first half barrage. Too big and strong in the forwards. They were able to best a lighter and more inexperienced pack, capitalising on multiple London penalties, handling errors and weak goal-line defence. Ford was man of the match. And Dr. Hideous says, it was a dull grey raining day, and in contrary to what the score indicates, it was a dull grey game too. After trading tries for the first 20 minutes, Toulouse pulled comfortably ahead to 10-30 at half-time, repeatedly exploiting the Broncos' weak right-wing defence. The second half was also opened evenly, but London were soon back to poor defence and giving away penalties and too many errors when they got a chance to attack.
Yeah, it was Sheffield got their first win of the season, 38 points to 20 over Rochdale. Swinton fell 40 points to 10 at home to Lee Centurions, who are on the up. Featherstone lost in a big game, really, against 2 other top 4 sides. It was 24 points to 16 to the Toronto Wolfpack in that contest. Batley beat Dewsbury in the heavy woolen derby 18 points to 10. No surprises, that was a close one between those 2 sides. And Halifax pulled 30 points to 4 ahead of Barrow Raiders. Then on Monday, round 9 of the Championship saw 5 games played and the Dewsbury versus Halifax game postponed. The first and most crucial game of the round was Toulouse 22, Toronto 24.
Yes.
As I understand it, Toronto holding off Toulouse comeback really in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, well, Toronto had it looked like they'd killed them off, and I was, because the St Helens game was about to start, I was about to switch this one off and kind of channel hop. But then Toulouse got a try, and then it was close at the end. They had a kick to square it up. Obviously it's a tricky weekend for Toulouse. You know, playing their 2 biggest rivals.
Yeah,
that's not that Toronto particularly had an easy game, but playing it away at Fev. But it was tricky, and Toronto obviously the big winners out of the weekend.
Yeah, up in Cumbria it was Barrow 16, Swinton 16, and Swinton were able to hang on for their first point of the season, but not quite hang on for their first win of the season in that one. Big game, Lee back truly on the rise, really. They beat the London Broncos 31 points to 18 in their matchup. Rochdale were nilled at home by Featherstone, 42 points to 0. And Sheffield went down to Batley in the Dan Fowler derby, 28 points to 14.
In the snow.
Was it snowing in Sheffield?
I'm sure I saw pictures where there was snow on the field, but obviously with it being an artificial surface, it was fine.
It was fine. Right, so with the Dewsbury-Halifax game postponed, it's the same top 4 in the Championship, but it's all changed within that top 4. Toronto are now top, Toulouse second, Featherstone third, and London have dropped to 4th after 2 losses over Easter, albeit with a game in hand over the others. Lee climbed to 5th now, but they're 4 points behind London. Halifax and Batley are level with Lee on 8 points. Dewsbury are 8th and Barrow 9th, both on 6 points. Rochdale and Sheffield have 1 win each, and Swinton at the bottom are off the mark with a point. Into League One, and there was only 1 round of fixtures in League One. Round 5 was played out on Good Friday, and we start with Hemel 12, London Scholars 18. Hunslet 22, Keighley 38. West Wales 6, North Wales 54 in the Welsh derby. Coventry 18, Newcastle 32. Doncaster 14, York 16 in a close one between two of the sides up at the top of the division. The game we picked out as the game of the week, and it seems like it was a cracker. Whitehaven 14, Workington 12 in the West Cumbrian derby, so another cracker there. And Bradford played Oldham, and it was 30 points to 12 in favour of the home side Bulls. Did you catch any of that one?
Caught up with both of them. We're going to talk about the Challenge Cup in a minute. But yeah, both games remarkably similar. We just had enough in both cases. We're just ticking over nicely. We're doing all right. We're not
steady away, as your fellow Bradford fan would say.
Exactly. Yeah, we're not knocking anyone over really. Although to be fair, we put a few points on Keighley the other week, but we're doing all right. Yeah, we're doing all right.
Well, you're doing more than all right, really, because Bradford stay 100% and go top. Doncaster slide to second after their first loss and are joined on 6 points by their victors, York. 6 teams have 4 points: Workington, Newcastle, Oldham, Hunslet, Whitehaven and Keighley. North Wales and Scholars are on 3 points, and Coventry are on 2, with both Hemel and West Wales still on 0. Challenge Cup 4th round, which you jumped ahead to there. Hunslet 10, Bradford 34. So Bradford are now going to be playing Warrington, I believe.
Yeah. Again, another game. I mean, the pitch was not quite Castleford level, but it was pretty bad. John Keir wasn't happy about the game going ahead. He in his comments beforehand, he was very much, he was glad that decision hadn't been made for him to play. But we got on top of him straight away. We were 14-0 up within 10-12 minutes, and although full credit to Hunslet, they fought back and they played pretty well. We just had too much for them. Even the second game, we obviously they had their second game as well, so we just had too much for them. So on to Wire, and obviously don't hold much out hope over there, but we'll see how it goes.
That's in a couple of weeks, isn't it?
21st Saturday that game is. But yeah, that's the next round, isn't it?
Okay, into the NRL then. It was round 4 of action down under. The Cowboys, it was Cowboys 14, Panthers 33, in a very good performance by Penrith.
That seems like a million years ago.
But
I remember
Thursday morning.
I watched that game live, and Panthers just battered them.
Very impressive.
Really
without the main
impressive.
Playmaker as well in Cleary.
Yes.
They were very good, Rabbitohs 20, Bulldogs 16. This was quite an exciting game. Sam Burgess had 183 metres and was talismanic. Tom Burgess 136, and George did also play.
That's become a real thing now.
It's a real theme, isn't it? He's not delivering anything on the stats lines.
He's got his hair, man.
Yeah. I thought it was a thrilling game, though, and Sam Burgess was the catalyst for a lot of stuff for the Rabbitohs, I thought. I didn't think they were going to win it, and I was ready for sort of calling it.
They pulled it back,
came back. The penalty-a-thon was Sharks 14, Storm 4 in terms of points, but both teams in terms of style points delivered low, given how poor their discipline was. Game. Roosters 6, Warriors 30. Anthony Gelling made his debut in that one. Blake Green continues to impress, former Super League player for the Warriors. Seagulls 32, Raiders 16. Elliot Whitehead played for the Raiders, but obviously Raiders are having a bit of a poor do to start the season. They're sliding off from being competitive in the first couple of games. But a team that's not sliding off whatsoever is the Dragons. They won 30 points to 12 over the Newcastle Knights. Gareth Widdop played in this one and kicked some goals and all that, and James Graham had probably one of his bigger games so far in the dirty down under Red V. 176 metres for Jammer. In the Queensland derby, the Titans pulled off a bit of a shock away to the Broncos, 26 points to 14 in that one. Still no room for Joe Greenwood in that Titans side. West Tigers finally finished off the weekend with a 30 points to 20 win over the Parramatta Eels, and all that means the Dragons and the Warriors are at the top two. They've got 4 wins from 4. The Panthers and West Tigers, kind of a surprising top 4.
Yeah.
That's what the top 4 makes up. They've got 3 wins from 4, those two. The next 8 teams, so the middle of the table, congested at this early stage. 8 teams have all won 2 and lost 2. And then the bottom 4 is the Cowboys, the Bulldogs, the Raiders and the Eels. That's all the results from around the world of rugby league.